Hi, my name is Ricochet. So this is probably something new I'm gonna try. So I'm going to try some book reviews on this channel from now on. Basically, I reviewed a book that I recently read, or I read for a long time ago, and I reviewed based on 3 categories. So we got the plot, the characters, and the themes. And then at the end, I'll just give it a 3-star score. So with that being said, let's get into the book today. Inner City Girl is a timeless classic. This book is written by Colleen Smith Dennis, and this is her first book. To this day, it's being studied by secondary students. It won 3rd place for a Burt Award for Caribbean Young Adult Literature in 2014 and was nominated for the International Dublin Literary Award in 2011. My mom bought this book around the time it was released, and it wasn't until I reached high school that I read it, and it's such an amazing book. I even remember some people saw me reading it and said, "Oh, I have this book at home," or "I read it before." So the story begins with Miss Fuller talking to her neighbor, Miss Turner, about her daughter Martina attending the prestigious Milverton High School, which is located in an upper-class area. So she's worried about certain necessities. However, Miss Turner encourages her to try sending Martina anyway because Martina rightfully earned her place in the school. Miss Fuller lives in a small house in the inner city with her 3 children, Shimran the oldest, Martina the middle child, and Yvette the youngest. All 3 of the kids share the same mother but different fathers. The book follows Martina as she goes through various experiences with her family and school life with determination to achieve her goals. The plot is great and relatable as this is a classic tale of a lot of members of society. The book is told from a 3rd-person point of view, and while we follow Martina for the majority of the book, we do get bits of Miss Fuller and Shimran's point of views. The pacing is very straightforward. It's not too slow, not too fast, just the right amount for the reader to see the themes shine through and provide some insight into issues in Jamaican society. The book even provides bits of other events happening around other characters, and it comes in full circle towards the end, leaving little to no loose ends. The book recounts the reality for many, as there are people with stories and experiences like Martina and her family. So I am rating the characters based off 3 different categories. So first we have development, which is if the character had major personality or mindset changes throughout the events of the story. Then next we have the writing, which is where the character is utilized effectively for the plot. And the 3rd category, which is my personal favorite, the genre category. This is if the character is likable to a reader or not, or somewhere else in between. First we have Martina. So she's the main protagonist and she's quiet, studious, and very smart. Martina is a go-getter when it comes to her dreams and understands what she needs to do to achieve them. She cares for her family throughout the book despite the chaotic experiences they have together. She is very self-motivated. So, for example, Martina at one point says to herself, "My life may turn out to be broken and sad, but if I have my way, it will not be because of pregnancy." It's mostly through Martina's perspective the reader sees a common experience for a high school student from the inner city and where she has to deal with discrimination and dealing with the stresses of poverty. Martina is the kind of character that I'm always cheering on for and for all the success. I also feel for her when she goes through so many crosses in this book and in the sequel. So next we have Shimran. He's the older half-brother of Martina, and he doesn't really think that school is important, hence he skips school, often hanging around other schoolboys smoking ganja and gambling. He does believe school could not fully dictate what life was for him. He also knows he isn't smart like his sister, but he is a go-getter pretty similar to his half-sister. He aims to earn money as he admires those who wear name brand stuff and gold jewelry, and more importantly, provide for his family. Sherman can be flawed, but he's a character that truly wants to find a way to escape the grits of poverty, even if it means earning a not-so-honest bread. Next, we have Miss Fuller. She's Martina's bold and caring mother. Miss Fuller encapsulates the experience of a single mother in the inner city. She needs to serve as both a father and a mother figure to her children. She's a strong and assertive person, especially to provide for her children. Next, we have Yvette. She's the younger half-sister of Martina, and she is extroverted and sociable. Compared to Martina and Sherman's fathers, her father often visits and gives money to Yvette. However, she often feels uneasy with him around. She's proud and impressed with her older sister's achievements. She doesn't have a lot of focus in this book compared to the sequel. However, the plot is able to masterfully give her the required relevance she needs. Next, we have Miss Turner. She is the wise and caring next-door neighbor of the family. She is a friend of Miss Fuller and is often a supportive figure for the kids, especially Martina. Next, we have Yvette's father. He's an unpleasant working man with a lot of children, only passing through to drop off money. He tends to avoid accountability of his actions until he's called out for it. Finally, we have Stone Cold. She is a rich brown girl who's a classmate of Martina. She is a mean-spirited person spending the majority of the book antagonizing Martina. For example, Stone Cold had her friends make fun of the condition of Martina's shoes very early on in the book. So the first theme is family relationship. We see this in Martina's relationship with her siblings and mother. Martina often shares her achievements with her mother especially. Throughout the book, the reader will also see how worried the family gets for each other. It can be Martina worrying about her brother's suspicious activities and her mother and sister's well-being. Sherman wants to earn money to take care of his family is also another example of family relationship. Next, we have poverty. The family's economic situation is highlighted by their two-room house or how difficult it is for the family to get basic needs. For example, Martina didn't have a lot of lunch money or bus fare, so at times she couldn't go to school, or she had to go hungry for the entirety of the school day. The book takes time to highlight the many experiences of a family like Martina's, whether it affects them emotionally or financially. Next, we have classism. The school is in a far different environment from Martina's home, and the students are rich compared to Martina, who's from a poor background. There's also at one point where Martina knows the bias between inner city kids and upper city kids, where the inner city kids are not to be trusted, and the upper city kids are seemingly bathed with purity by society. Next is education. Martina is known to be smart, gets good grades at school, and is often at the top of her class. Martina always remembers how important her education is to get out of poverty. Finally, we have coming of age. Martina and Shimron grew from young children to finding their place in the world. Martina at the beginning of the book tends to be shy, but becomes wiser and confident as the book progresses. Shimron dropped out of school and tries to find quick ways to earn money to be the provider his family needs, despite his young age. So just for some final thoughts and additional notes, so I also noticed in chapter 8, Shimron wears a shirt and on the back of it says, "I can make things right," which definitely speaks to his character, his need for money, and to help his family. Then we also have Martina's daydreaming and certain activities, which is a form of escapism. So with that being said, this book tells the story of one who wants to achieve, to preserve, and to escape from their circumstances. If you're looking for a book that has doses of ups and downs while seeing characters survive their circumstances, then Inner City Girl might be for you. Thanks for watching this video today. You can also discuss other things about the book in the comments below. Later!